Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about fake social justice warriors or convenient social justice warriors. Okay, guys? Now, this is a very important video based on the fact that we know the times that we are in and we see the things that are going on, and we see how there is now a lot of people who is trying to jump on a certain wave, okay? And that is good because for many of us who has been doing our part, who have been doing our part, excuse my grammar, who have been doing our part to make change, it is a little insulting when you see people try to take advantage of an opportunity. And what I mean by that is, for example, guys, all of a sudden you have people who cared nothing about change, who was never for change, who never tried to change, and who still really aren't trying to change now, trying to stay relevant by acting like they are an advocate for change, okay? And it's only because from what we can see, and when I say we, I mean those of us who truly are in a space and been in a space where it was our destiny to do certain things, okay? What you have now, ever since the whole virus thing, right? And other things that have been taking place, what you have is people who've been shut down completely, okay? Who didn't care anything about anything other than themselves and maintaining a certain type of way of life and maintaining a certain type of energy here on the world, okay? And then all of a sudden when they get shut down, now they're social justice warriors. Now they're fighting for change. Now they are a part of this movement. And you ask yourself, would you have been a part of this movement if you couldn't play basketball no more? If you couldn't do your concerts anymore? If you couldn't shoot your movies anymore? Or would you be a part of the change if you could still do those things, right? Would you be so vocal and trying to be a social justice leader if none of those things happen? So a lot of us guys are looking at it like you're just trying to stay relevant, and you're trying to take the influence that you had from, say, a old space and trying to transition, trying to make yourself uh, stay alive and stay relevant in a new space, okay? Because we're in that space of transitioning. We're not all the way there yet, and so we're transitioning, and we can clearly see that a lot of you guys are trying to use your influence while you still can, what influence you had, and trying to use that and trying to uh, evolve it to what is inevitable, if that makes sense. Okay, understanding that it's inevitable and maybe it's just some way to stay relevant at the end of the day. Now, if you're truly changing, if you're truly changed, that's one thing and that's a good thing and that's great. But if you're just trying to stay relevant, hoping that things will get back to how they were, and then you can just jump right back off again, and then well, at least I kept my face in front of the camera, or I kept my voice heard during the time. I stayed marketable, I stayed relevant during a time where it was easy for me to be forgotten about. A lot of you guys are doing that, okay? And a lot of people may not notice it, and a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but some of us do clearly see what's going on. And so if you never cared about change, okay, before, let's say 6 months ago or a year ago, then you probably shouldn't care too much about it now. Um, those things should be left to those who who were a part of this thing way before it was popular, okay? And when you had to endure criticism, when you had to endure judgment, when you had to endure just negativity, all those different things, okay? Because we're the ones who put ourselves on the line for that, um, and to and had the foresight to know what was coming before it came, to where we put ourselves on the line to tell you, what was on the brink, okay? Um, so with that said, guys, now it all works in the favor of the Most High. So there are true ones out there that who are still heavily influenced by certain people who aren't true ones, and therefore just a certain message that you may be pump faking or may be faking, because it's the trendy thing to do right now. Some of the true ones will be influenced by you and brought out of whatever they were in, and be introduced to where they was destined to go into, perhaps off of you. So the Most High is he's a master mathematician, so to speak. So he knows all the formulas. Like, so it is relevant, but as a message. So, and it is relevant, meaning that it does have its place that's going to ultimately work for the Most High. But for a message for a lot of you guys who are doing this, okay, whether you're an athlete, an entertainer, of just a regular person who never really cared about anything, and but it's now, now you're a social justice warrior. Um, what I would say to that, guys, is really go within yourself, because this is an opportunity for you to truly change, truly, or attempt to, and take steps. It's not going to happen overnight, and then change is always constant. So it's not like it's a thing where, you know, 50 years from now, you may be very well changed. You may be someone completely different than who you were 50 years prior, obviously. But at the same time, if you live for another 50 years after that, if you are evolving, if you're learning, if you're growing, then you're going to be what? Something different than the previous 50 years, right? Over time. So it is a good thing, because some of you will actually change, and this may be the spark. This may be the thing that influences and catapults a lot of you guys into change who would have never changed otherwise. But for those of you who know that you don't care, and it's just a way to get your face in front of the camera, while you can't shoot movies, why you can't play basketball, why you can't play football, why you can't go do rap concerts or singing concerts and things like that, why you can't go to your job, uh, those are the ones who, you might want to reevaluate that. Uh, Hopefully this was a helpful video, guys. Peace.